In today's video, I'm going to be talking about the power of saying no and why it can help you progress in your life. Standing up for yourself and your morals and your conviction is so important to be successful in life. A lot of us go through life apologizing for bumping into people even when it was the other person's fault. We say, excuse me, we say sorry, we say yes to please people because that's what we think they want to hear. We do things that make us uncomfortable or go against our ethics or our morals. Every day we say yes when we should be saying no. In my opinion, there are 4 major aspects of this. Saying no to your parents, saying no to your boss, saying no to your spouse, and saying no in public. Now let's go through each one individually. Let's jump into the first one. Parents have children. They don't own children. I understand they want to make you go to a good school. When you live under your parents' roof, you have to live under your parents' rules. You may not like it, but you're stuck in that situation. I'm talking about when you get older, when you're an adult, when you get to make decisions on your own. Now, one of the biggest things when it comes to parents is college. A lot of parents push college on their kids because the parents want to feel better about themselves, that their kids went to college, that their kids have a good education. It's very self-centered, specifically on the parents. It's not about the child. The child is pretty much going to go into debt and then not be able to find a job or not like that career path that he chose or that topic that he chose to learn in college. And he's going to do something completely different and be in debt and have a horrible start to life. This happens in a lot of Indian cultures. The parents literally force the children to be doctors or professors. And if you don't do what the parents say, you're literally kicked out of the family. And it's not because you're letting your parents down. You're letting the whole lineage down because the great-grandparents taught the grandparents, taught the parents, taught you. And if you're not agreeing with their whole culture, you're out. Like, you're against the whole family. Now, this is very important. When you disagree with your parents, when you tell them no, you have to step up your game. If they're offering you college and you say no, you have to get an apartment. You have to live with roommates. You have to get a job. You have to hustle. You can't just say, no, I don't want to go to college. I'm going to sit at home and play video games. It doesn't work that way. You have to say, no, I don't want to do this. I would rather, and they're going to disagree with you. They're going to say, no, that's a horrible idea. Don't pursue that. There's no money in that. And it's completely normal. Parents worry about you. That's their job. But they also worry about themselves. They're worried about what their friends are going to think of them. Their friends are going to say, oh, his kid is an artist. He doesn't make any money. You see what I'm getting at? Like, they're so concerned with their image because you are a reflection of their image. So if you say no to your parents, you better step up your game, get your ass to work, and do something about it. Do the thing that you want to do. Follow your passion. Be successful at it. And then, in 10 years' time, put it in their face and say, see, I did it. Then they will be proud of you. Then they will encourage you, but it's only after you succeed. The next topic I want to get into is work, saying no to your boss. Now, a lot of us don't have these incredible jobs where it's a whole community and people believe in constructive criticism and bouncing ideas off of other people. Most places are, here is your work, do it, don't disagree with me. But if you see something is being done wrong, stand up for yourself. Say no. I think that this is better. Approach your boss in a way that you're not disagreeing with them, but you're giving constructive criticism. Don't demean what their rules are. Say, hey, I've discovered a better way to do this, or I've discovered a different way to do this. Would you like to hear me out? I think it'll be very beneficial for you and for me. That way it becomes a debate or a constructive argument. Being able to believe in something, stand up for it, and dispute it, why it's better. That is the true sign of knowledge and smartness. Now, when it comes to your spouse, this is one of the biggest things that scares us in life. We want to make a good impression to our spouse, right? We want to be our best self. We want to have no arguments at home. And that is one of the main things that causes our high divorce rate, because there's a lack of communication, because there's a lack of, hey, I don't like this, but you do it all the time, but I'm not going to tell you. So in 45 years' time, all of that resentment's going to build up and it's going to explode and turn into a divorce. Having open communication in your marriage is so ridiculously beneficial, it's not even funny. Yes, it causes temporary discomfort because you're disagreeing with that person. You're confronting them about a certain thing that you don't like that they do, and that's a part of who they are. But being able to logically discuss it instead of yelling at the other person. Now, that's a virtue that you have to have, is to remain calm and express how you feel, approach your spouse and say, honey, I really don't appreciate when you do this because it makes me feel like this. There's going to be a little bit of an argument or a little bit of discussion depending on how open your communication is. But over time, both parties will realize like, hey, maybe we can adjust to make the other person more happy. I heard this story one time where this guy went on a date with this girl. He spent the night, she made him breakfast. It was oatmeal and blueberries. The guy absolutely hates oatmeal, but he ate it and he wanted to make a good impression. So he said, oatmeal, my favorite. They ended up getting married, and he spent 80 years of his life eating oatmeal every single day for breakfast, even though he hated it. I'm telling you, whether it's the little things or the big things, it's better to start with the little things to make little baby steps and then go into the bigger things that bother you. But try to open communication in your relationship. Say, no, I don't like that. Now, saying no in public. Saying no to strangers is so weird because we want to present ourselves as nice citizens, as good people, and we don't want other people to think poorly of us. Even though they don't know us, they're not friends with us, we'll never see them again. We want to make a good impression in public, especially to our friends. Our friends are always inviting us to things, asking us to do things. Hey, have a sip of this alcohol. Hey, smoke this joint. Being able to say no to certain situations and using your morals and ethics as the guiding light to those decisions. It's like, hey, I don't want to do drugs because. Don't try to fit in for fitting in's sake. And when it comes to random strangers in public, being able to stand up for yourself. A lot of women primarily have this problem because culturally, women are supposed to be subservient. They're the assistants, they're the secretaries in the office. They're the ones that stay at home and take care of the kids. They do the laundry. That's what women are supposed to do. And because they have to be nice and they have to be subservient, like culturally, when they go into a certain scenario and say somebody bumps into them, they're the ones that say, oh, I'm sorry, even though it wasn't their fault. Being able to stand up for yourself and say, hey, you just ran into me, please watch where you're going next time. Instead of, oh, I'm sorry, it was my fault, and then walk away, because you're demeaning yourself over time. Always thinking that you're in the wrong, that you're doing something wrong, as opposed to standing up for yourself, standing up for your morals, and being proud and strong, and feeling like you have power in this world. That's the whole point of this. Taking the power back, not saying yes to everybody about everything. Saying no when it doesn't feel right. When something is against your morals, it's against your heart, you say, no, I would rather X. Feeling strong, feeling powerful. Don't let anybody push you around in life. Don't let your parents lead your life for you. Don't let your boss ruin your work environment. You spend 8 hours a day there. Make it a good work environment. Don't let your spouse bother you your entire life. If things are bothering you, talk to them about it. Open the line of communication. And when you're in public, don't be a pushover. Stand up for yourself. Think about what's best for you. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I hope you got some value out of it. I'm freezing cold, so hit the subscribe button. I'm gonna go back inside and I'll see you in the next video.